Mohammed Hadid's Skyline project outside of Cairo, Egypt is one of the most interesting and ambitious real estate projects of all time.
The Morshedy Group's newest and most ambitious project to date is Skyline.
Gigi and Bella Hadid's father, Mohammed, is helping to build the largest man-made structure.
This building is 500 meters on each side. It's not just a building, it is a city.
And according to some reports, it's just a few months away from its first phase of completion. If you thought that Hadid's 30,000 square foot mega mansion at 901 Strada Vecchia Road on the side of a mountain in Bel Air, California that we visited a couple months back was wild, then you are in for a treat with this one, because this Skyline project definitely fits the description of massive, out there, over the top, and iconic. Set to smash the Guinness World Record for the largest ever residential building at over 200,000 square meters in total, which equates to over 2.1 million square feet. This complex will be an 11-story, completely self-sustainable community where you can live, work, and play all within the confines of the neighborhood. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the developers behind this crazy project. We'll look at where they're at in their process of building this unique community. And last, of course, we'll talk about all the details of the project, like what it'll cost to live there, what amenities it will offer, and exactly when it will be completed. So first, quick crash course on who Mohammed Hadid is in case you've never heard of him before. Very long story short, Mohammed Hadid is a luxury real estate developer who was born in Israel, but he's been focused primarily on the United States for his real estate development projects. He's most known for building mega mansions, hotels, malls, and other mixed-use projects. Hadid himself is considered a public figure. He has about 1.3 million followers on his Instagram account alone, but his daughters Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid are even more famous. In fact, they are two of the most famous models on the planet, with a total of around 120 million combined followers on their social media pages. What Hadid is most known for as of recently is the project that I just mentioned a minute ago at 901 Strada Vecchia Road. This was a 30,000 square foot mega mansion that he partially built in Bel Air, California, that he once planned to sell for $100 million when it was finished. But after a long string of drama with the neighbors and with Los Angeles County, Hadid was infamously ordered to tear the house down before it was even finished being built. That Strada Vecchia house may have given a small hit to Hadid's reputation as a real estate developer, but the Skyline project that is the subject of today's video is sure to turn heads, and if it works out according to plans, this will be a very impressive part of Hadid's legacy. Speaking of Skyline, let's look at where the building is being built first. The location of this massive residential complex is in a suburb just southeast of Cairo called Katamaya, which bigger picture is on the northern side of Egypt and just west of Israel. Hadid and his partner have a nice square building site here that will be a perfect fit for the design that they've created. From the outside, it will kind of look like any other 11-story building, but inside, this place is going to be a full-blown community with apartments, gardens, swimming pools, a shopping mall, basically everything you will ever need. Technically, what they're building here is just one massive condo complex that's bigger and loaded with more amenities than any other condo complex on the planet. Their goal is to make it a luxurious development that you'll never need to leave if you don't want to, and it won't be limited to just the elite class. They say that everyday working people will have the opportunity to buy into this development. It does seem a bit weird to jam all of this development onto what looks like a little postage stamp sized lot in the outskirts of Egypt, but a big goal here apparently is to ease an overcrowding problem that they have in the city, which currently has a population of 20 million people, and that's growing fast. The new building that they are working on is sure to stand out in the local landscape. Each side of this base will span 0.3 miles, which is about 450 meters.
The Empire State Building in New York, laying on its side, is equal to the length of each of Skyline's 4 facades.
The idea for this project started about 10 years ago when Mohammed Hadid and his partner on the project, Hassan Morshedy, first met. With Hadid as an experienced real estate developer and Morshedy a Harvard graduate listed by Esquire as one of the 10 most exciting talents of the decade, the two make for a pretty perfect pair to build out this community. Their vision behind all of this is to basically build out a community that can house anywhere from 30,000 to 40,000 people, and then it can accommodate up to 150,000 50,000 visitors per day. Like we talked about before, the structure itself will be 11 stories tall, it will be built in 4 different phases, and it will include 13,500 apartments that will be available for sale, which will range from studios to 3-bedroom units. The price range for an apartment will go from 35,000 to 90,000 pounds, which amounts to around 45,000 to 117,000 US dollars. And when you look at the floor plans, sure, the units are small, but they offer everything you need, and even in the smaller units, they have a private bedroom, bathrooms, a kitchen, a living area, and a dining room. You can see as I flip through some of these photos here though, that depending on what part of the building that you end up in, some of the units do have kind of some awkward shapes in them. Living here might feel a little bit like a hotel just because of the way that it was designed and that it's being built, but the cool part is that right from your front door, you will be able to walk to things like gardens, a massive infinity pool, an IMAX theater, a ski slope, a rock climbing wall, and the community will even have its own shopping mall. The goal for this project was to finish in 2025, but with a phased approach, they say that the first units will actually be available as early as this summer. I wasn't able to dig up any current photos of this project, and you can't get on Google Street View here, unfortunately, but when we look at this thing on Google Earth, the imagery was taken in June of 2021, and it just kind of looks like a big dirt lot, so it's hard to believe that this thing will be ready for its first residents by summer of 2022. You know this video wouldn't be complete if we didn't give the architects a shout out here. The first group behind this project is out of Barcelona, and they go by Vanderpa, or VDP for short. They have a page on their website dedicated to the Skyline project, which says that they are tasked to design the facades, the public spaces, and the amenity areas. And of course, with their services, they're including marketing materials, video production, and 3D renderings. And man, did they do a good job with their renderings. It's almost tough to even tell that they're a render versus reality. Another group called Rafe Fahmy is also involved, and they apparently know a lot about Egyptian norms, so they will be critical in designing the living spaces and the interiors here. But not much to see here. This company doesn't have a whole lot of web presence. Over 3,000 buyers have apparently put deposits down to live in the Skyline community so far. And if you're interested in buying in here yourself, they actually have some unique financing options. You can go directly to the developer for some 8-year financing. You don't even have to worry about going to the bank. It's always fun learning about these wild and crazy real estate projects that are happening all over the world. And it seems like every new one that comes up, we learn that the architects and the developers are pushing the boundaries just a little bit farther every time. If you enjoyed the video today, guys, hit that thumbs up button down below before you go, or better yet, leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys in the comments after I post these things. But that's all I've got for you guys this time. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.